Kulturan radio. Cirkorama.
Dakle, dobrodošli u Kulturan radio. Welcome to Kulturan radio. This is a program by Cirkobalkana, and we're here with the Palestinian circus. So hi, welcome. Please introduce yourselves.
Thank you so much. I'm Mojdi Khaled from Nablus, Palestine, and I do hand balance, partner acrobatics. Tonight we have a nice show to show you guys. Thank you.
And I'm Julia Rafidi. I'm a performer at the Palestinian circus. I do Chinese pole and partner acrobatics. And yeah, that's it.
Wonderful. So you guys have a show tonight at 8 p.m.
Right.
Yes.
in the tent. And what I found very interesting about your performance, or Sarab, is that it is in fact a tragic piece of circus. It deals with the refugee experience, and what I found very interesting is that the circus art form is sort of the art form that pushes movement to its extremes, whereas the topic is about the lack of mobility and displacement. So I was wondering, how does circus art function as a vehicle for this topic, and how important do you think it is to speak about those topics through this art form?
Well, as a Palestinian circus, I always say it, I have the responsibility as an artist to use my art for the right, to fight for my rights, for my freedom. And especially within the conditions that we are living in as Palestinians, we only have, as a Palestinian artist, I have the only weapon. This is my art. My art is the only weapon I can fight with. So I make sure that I fight well in the best way on the stage. So we cannot just perform without fighting. It's a way of resistance for us, the same as any kind of other resistance.
And I want to add something to his words. Like for me, I feel like performing on stage and the body language speaks more than speaking, like more than words. And that's the beauty of art, of circus art.
Well, then, could you tell us a bit about the Palestinian circus as a whole, how it came to be, how its work has changed throughout the decades with everything going on?
So the Palestinian circus established in 2006. It's the 20 years anniversary this year. It started with Shadi Zumurrud and Jessica. And they did a beautiful work by bringing circus to Palestine as a way to let the people of Palestine express themselves and resist and share their feelings and to fight for their rights, and to give the adults and children something to disconnect from the reality the Palestinian lives in Palestine. And yeah, that's the beauty.
Yeah, to add on what Julia said, we're here with our show Sarab, and of course we are working in Palestine, especially in the areas that are threatened by the settlers and the occupation. We are focusing on these areas. As a Palestinian circus school, of course we are facing a lot of troubles and problems facing the 1,200 gates in the West Bank and the attacks by the settlers. But anyway, this is, as I said, our way to resist, and we need to support our people who live in these threatened areas. Children, women, men, everyone, they are all threatened there. So we try to support with what we got, with our weapons, our art, and we try to bring joy for them. We try to make them smile. Most of our shows in Palestine makes the audience smile, because this is what we are lacking. This is what we need, really, to smile, to bring the joy for the children and their families. But here, when we go out of Palestine, we are not making it dark, but we are working on a way to show the reality, which is to open the eyes here in the West. So I hope you will see the show tonight, and you will see what I'm talking about.
Wonderful, and it's really nice to hear that in a way you're also raising awareness by participating in these kinds of festivals. And I'm guessing around the world, do you travel a lot? Do you participate in these kinds of festivals often?
Yes. Most of the year. Like for example, this tour we have all of June. Now we are in Croatia. After that, we go into Slovenia. After that, to Italy, and then we end up in the Netherlands. And we have another shows that are touring and will tour in the future. And we are almost all the year traveling and touring and trying our best to do that, even with the hardness, with the visas and the papers and the possibility to access Europe. But we are doing it.
Where else can the Croatian audiences see you then this month? What other places are you visiting?
We're going to Split and
Well, just give us a moment. I'm going to open the schedule because the Croatian names I'm not really good. I'm not really good with the names.
I want to add something about the Palestinian circus. So in the Palestinian circus, we have two main departments. We have the artistic department and the educational department. The educational department usually works with the children from age 5 till 18. Yeah. And they prepare the children for physically and stress relieving sessions, you can say that. We usually work with, as Wajdi said, with in areas where people lack activities and lack fun. So we usually go there. We also work with women sessions, just women session, because of the stress they face in Palestine, women issues.
Yeah, as mothers who's
they-
facing that, and their children is always threatened wherever they go, to the school, to play in the street, because the streets now became the only place they can go and play in. So we're trying to create these spaces where they can play and enjoy themselves, not in the streets, because now in the streets it's very dangerous by the attacks of the soldiers and the settlers.
Yeah. They invade every day, each city. So it's really dangerous.
Even to play.
Yeah.
And I think it's very powerful, circus as an art form, in terms of this bringing back a sense of joy that the people have lost or that has been taken from them. And as well as the ability to move the way circus art makes you move is, again, very powerful in terms just with, like you mentioned, release. And I think the release is a key component in that. And I think that also provides a sense of community with the programs that you do. So my next question would be, how does the Palestinian circus function as a community? And how do you build the connection and trust, as well as sort of what is the core of your teaching?
The core of our teaching always starts with trust. And trust games, trust exercises, teamwork. The base of circus or art, it's the trust and the teamwork. And that's the base of the Palestinian circus. And also the freedom to do whatever. No one will judge you. Yeah.
That's a very important point, I would say, the no judging.
Yes, it's a safe place.
Wow, it's so important to have safe spaces nowadays. When it comes to education, the theme of this year's Cirkobalkana is generations. So the way we sort of transfer knowledge from one generation of circus artists to the next. As an organization that has existed for 20 years now, also happy anniversary.
Thank you.
How would you describe your experience as elders? What do you get from imparting that knowledge and bringing people in as individuals?
For me, I've been in the circus for 10 years, plus or minus. I'm the third generation, second generation. I always saw that, like the old generation working together, like having that small community together. And I really liked how they treat each other, and like how they feel the joy in each session or in each performance. And that's what we learned in the Palestinian circus.
Also, it does really affect on the youth, as we started as teenagers in the circus school. Like I started 12 years ago, and since I started, so many things have changed in me. The circus really builds a very nice soul in the person and a very strong, resistant mentality through art, through the right things, to fight for your right, to do the right things in the right place at the right time, creating that community where we all love each other, we all support each other, we all trust each other. And it's not only about the training and inside the tent. It goes way much further than that. And it really affects the whole life of the artist, especially in that areas where we live in.
Just to sort of tag along to that, there seems to be an enormous amount of care in the circus community as a whole, especially, of course, in the cases when there are geopolitical things going on that people don't have an influence over. But when it comes to traveling, when it comes to working with people like Cirkobalkana and other types of festivals, do you feel that same sense of care, but with other artists?
I will say yes, because art is a community, and there is artists all around the world, and I feel like when we meet other artists, it's the same like treatment, the same care, the support, and yeah, I feel it's the same, more or less, but it's the same. Like we have that core.
That core, yeah.
Yeah.
How about you?
I'm not sure I got the question clearly.
Do you feel the same amount of care as you do within the Palestinian circus?
Oh, you mean outside?
Outside, with the other circus performers that you meet?
You know, I have always faced very nice people through our tours. We always found the support as much as they could. And I always say the circus environment feels different for me. We really feel welcomed and warmed. But it's not the same as in Palestine. It's on different sides of care, different sides of thoughts. Like in Palestine, when we cross all together in the van to go to another point, we are all worried about the soldier that will stop you, and what will we say, how will we act, and what we do. We never think about that out of Palestine, and we never experienced that because we never faced a checkpoint out of Palestine. So it's a different world, but I can say that the circus world that we are facing are very warmly, kindly supportive.
How does the Palestinian circus sort of get together within itself? Who are your other members, if you could introduce them? And how do you practice and prepare for your shows?
Well, as I said, there is 1,200 gates in the West Bank and checkpoints, and the occupation can close them at any time for how long as they want. So making this show, for example, Sarab, that we came with, was almost impossible, but we did it. The Palestinian Circus School tried all the ways to provide a place to stay and sleep in the city, because we are in a 50 kilometers city away, which is nothing usually. It's 30 minutes, but with us it takes 6 hours, sometimes more, sometimes you can't cross. But thanks to the Palestinian Circus School, who is putting all the efforts to make it work, and we could collect all from all the cities and work together for a good period. And here we are. Even the process of the traveling and the equipments and all that small details with the occupation, it's a nightmare. But here we are, we could make it.
I'm really happy to delve into these differences and into the experience of preparing a show like yours in those conditions. I think it's very important to highlight that. But also when it comes to, like Julia, told me before we started our interview that when it comes to the performance itself, there's a lot of trust and there's a lot of not necessarily planned movement as much as inspired movement. Could you sort of expand on that?
Like in Palestine, we produced a show called The Wonderland. It's like family show. It's a joyful show. We usually perform it for local in Palestine. Inside it, as a performer, I feel like I'm really happy. I want to give all my energy to the audience. So when I'm performing, all I think of is get this energy and like do the best you can to give your energy. Jump. Be silly on the stage, and that's the beauty of the Wonderland. That's the show that I love. Like I can do whatever, just to make people happy, and myself happy also. Yeah.
And also during the shows, each one of the artists are carrying their stories, their suffering, and each one will bring something. For example, there is some artists have got shot. So they are trying to bring out things from the inside of them to express themselves in this show. So the show is also a tool for also to heal from what you have suffered with. And it's a therapy, really. Like for me, circus is a therapy for the artist and for the others to watch it and to have sometimes joy, sometimes to raise the awareness, sometimes to fight with. And but we're talking about the artists themselves. It's very good to have this stage, a healthy stage to express yourself. I hope it will keep going. I know there is a lot of difficulties in Palestine, but we are doing our best to do it, because for me as a Palestinian artist, I cannot imagine myself somewhere else but not on the stage. The stage is where I should be. This is the place where I belong to. This is where my therapy goes to. This is my therapy session, to go and express myself and to put all my anger to fight there on the stage.
That is beautiful. And also a very important message, because the way that art can heal the artist, not just the audience, I think is quite an important point, as well as how much you depend on that for your own sense of well-being. I think that's a very important point. So thank you for bringing it up. Other than the movement itself, other than the things you've already expressed, what would you like to teach younger generations of circus artists, especially coming from occupied territories? And what is your message for them?
Well, it's a very sensitive subject, especially the new generation, the children, the new, like the teenagers in this age, where they observe what they are seeing or what they are doing, and this is how you create the personality, and then from there you go on. We teach, of course, in the circus, and we perform, and we send message, and we try to create this safe area to express yourself with no judgment, with an environment where you feel safe at least, to disconnect from all the reality around you. So we're happy we could create this area in Palestine where at least you can disconnect for 2-3 hours when you practice there. But this is very sensitive to work with the children and the new generation because they are the future. They are the people who will come after us to continue our journey of resistance, to fight for the freedom, to fight for existing, for the human rights. So we do our best. We talk a lot of workshops and trainings to be very careful of what we are teaching and how we deal with them.
That's another layer of added work, I would say,
Yeah.
How about you? Do you have a message?
I would say love what you're doing because you're gonna be great as an artist or as whatever you wanna be. And I wanna say for the younger generation, like resist and give all your power for your dream.
If you can imagine it, you can do it.
Yes.
That's a great summary. My last question. So we've covered what you would like to teach the younger generations and how difficult it is for them to grow up with a normality that you haven't necessarily faced before your older years, right? What would you like to impart to the international community, both the circus one and in general, about Palestine? What would you want them to know and to feel?
I want them to know that Palestinian exists. They are humans as other people. They have dreams. They have a big imagination. And they are powerful, but
Well, I would say I invite them to watch our shows because every time we come here to Europe, there is a very long suffering journey until we arrive here. After we perform, we will talk to each other, we will smile, and after all of that, we will pick up our stuff and go back to the same fucking reality. Same checkpoints, same suffering, same humiliation. We're going back there, being stopped. And every time we go back to this suffering, we ask ourselves, did we do enough there? Will people change something? Now they heard our voice. What is their next step? Should we do more? What we can do more? Okay, now what's the next step? You heard us, you saw us on the news, you read in the newspapers, and now we came to the stage near your house to perform there and you watch. What's your next step? For you, your children, for us, for humanity, for freedom, what is your next step? We are going back to the same suffering, to the same reality. But here we are, we keep going and we keep doing it. Hopefully one day it will change.
That, I would say, is a wonderful message to end on, especially, yeah, it's just a very powerful statement, and I think it's a necessary one as well. We need to all keep in mind that behind the show, there are the people, and there is the journey that has brought them here, and the journey they will take back, and the circumstances they will live in. These shows at Cirkobalkana are not just performances, they are statements, and they should be viewed as such. And like your show does, they should invite people to actually contemplate on the lives of the artists themselves. So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Kulturan radio. Cirkorama.